You guys are just sitting here saying,
Can you move it around for us?
Why do people lose their cool over the smallest things? You know the type. Maybe you've even encountered one recently. In this video, we are going to look at some Karens who were absolutely stupid but acted like absolute smarty pants. These people here were asked to get out of the car. It was mentioned that they were being filmed. The wrong side of the road was pointed out multiple times. Someone even jokes, "I think he's on the wrong side of the road." They couldn't explain why they thought that, but something just felt off. The person was reminded that this isn't Europe and that here driving happens on the right side. In a parking lot, the rules of the road were pointed out. It was asked why someone was on the wrong side of the road. They were told to back away from the car. The person was also reminded that being on the wrong side could lead to a ticket. It was explained that they were backing out of a parking space. Again, the wrong side of the road was highlighted. The confusion about how someone could be on the wrong side of the road was also mentioned. The worst part of this video seems to be something that probably happens all the time. There is no way this is the first time this lady has gotten mad at someone for being on the wrong side of a parking lot, even for a moment. This seems like a daily thing for her. She was told that driving on that side of the road is not allowed. She also warned others not to touch her, and there it was. The familiar Karen anger that many people have seen before. It seems like this kind of situation happens often in Karen videos, with Karen often ending up calling the cops.
Wrong side of the road! You're on the wrong side of the road!
It's unbelievable how angry she is, almost like she's about to explode with rage. You'd think that by the time someone reaches their 50s or 60s, fireworks wouldn't trigger such extreme reactions anymore. Shouldn't she be used to them by now? It's confusing what she expects people to do. The fireworks are already going off, so what does she want them to do? Jump on them like a lime grenade? She seemed to expect others to sacrifice themselves for her, which is just over the top. Fireworks can be annoying if it's 1 or 2 in the morning, but in this video, it was only around 9 PM. Seriously, let people enjoy themselves. It's just an hour of noise, and then it's mostly over. It's not the end of the world. Here, this person just wanted to check on everyone. Simple as that. When asked how they were doing, they replied that they were doing fine and asked how she was. She questioned if they had permission to be there. They responded that they did and explained that they were picking up a lot of trash around the public area. However, she pointed out that the area wasn't public. It's incredible how much anger someone must have to get mad at people who were just picking up trash. For free, no less. Picking up trash has got to be one of the least annoying things someone can do. Imagine someone is helping the planet while making your property and the surrounding area look better. But instead of appreciating it, someone wants to stop it. She pointed out that it's not a street, but a private driveway. However, they noticed a street name right there and mentioned it. She insisted she knows what a street is because she's been there for 30 years. One of the most frustrating things about these situations is how some people take everything so seriously and literally. You might not see them picking up trash right now because they're talking to you. This time, some people thought it would be funny to mess with a lady in traffic. But little did they know, her husband was about to show up and take things to a whole new level. What happens next? Let's just say it's a showdown you won't want to miss. A person was being spoken to, and nobody was talking to the other person. Smiles were exchanged, but the conversation was one-sided. The person being spoken to was called crazy, but they insisted they weren't talking to anyone. It became a back and forth with the person feeling misunderstood. Then the focus shifted to someone recording the situation on their phone. The person was told to act like an adult, but they were already upset. Eventually, the police were brought into the conversation, and the person was told once again to be a man. What would it be like if someone blocked a turnabout with their car like it's no big deal? Well, that's exactly what happened when Karen parked right in the middle of it. Oh, this is something. A trans woman is really upset at a restaurant because an employee called her sir. Really? She goes on and on about how she gets called sir everywhere and says it's discrimination. But let's be honest, it's just common sense. If you're a trans woman who hasn't fully transitioned, you can't blame someone for not knowing how to address you. And she was really overdoing it. She talks about how she reported to the manager and corporate, like she's some superhero fighting for trans rights. But honestly, she's just embarrassing herself. Then when the employee calls her sir again, she completely loses it. She was actually harassing the poor employee, and when she starts using slurs, that's when things really get out of hand. Here we've got Karen who thought she could get away with shoplifting. But little did she know that justice was about to be served. Piping hot. So let's set the scene. Karen's been caught red-handed stealing some goods from the store, and now she's trying to pay for them like nothing ever happened. But sorry Karen, it's a little too late for that now. The cops have arrived on the scene, and they want to know what's going on. Are you gonna talk your way out of this one, Karen? The cops start to explain that Karen's actions constitute shoplifting, and they won't be letting her off the hook that easily. Karen tries to defend herself, saying that she is going to pay for the goods. But the cops won't hear any of it. They demand that she returns the stolen items, and Karen starts to get agitated. But the cops are not backing down. They know their stuff. They explain that Karen can't just hand over money and pretend like she didn't do anything wrong. The store still wants their goods back, and Karen needs to give them back now. We have what might just be the most satisfying story of December 2021. So there is this Karen driving like a maniac down a highway in New Mexico. Cop pulls her over, but she decides to play Fast and Furious and zooms off, leaving the cop behind. But guess what? He spots her at a gas station. And then bam, drama time. She's begging, screaming, and still won't cough up her identity. He calls for backup and starts digging for the truth. Karen's name is Jamie, and she's been causing quite the scene. The cop's patience is wearing thin, but he's trying to be nice. Then surprise, she's got booze in the car. Classy move, Karen. Things become worse when she lashes out at the cop, even throwing a kick at him. And to top it off, she pulls the old false assault card. Long story short, this Karen ends up with a laundry list of charges. But hey, at least justice was served, right? Now, if you thought that was bad, wait until you see this next Karen. On February 25th, 2022, cops got a call about a possible drunk driver outside a bar. When they roll up, they find something wild. A dude passed out in his car, foot on the gas pedal. Lucky for him, the car was parked, or he'd be speeding straight into traffic. The guy was clearly wasted, admits to drinking and smoking, and gets cuffed right away. But here's where it gets crazy. His girlfriend, let's call her Karen, goes off the rails. She's yelling, arguing, and not listening to a reason. Even after the cops find drugs in the car, she's still causing a scene. She kicks an officer, gets thrown in the back of a patrol car, and ends up with a bunch of charges, while the guy gets off easier. Moral of the story, don't be a Karen when the cops show up. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It's free and doesn't cost anything. For now, that's all for today.
She is picking up your dog. Goodbye. Goodbye, lady. Goodbye. Goodbye, lady.
Daddy is taking videos.
Get your dog out of here.
I'm threatening them about their dog.
Threatening your dog? You're crazy.